Hello, hello, can you hear me? Hello, 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 can you hear me? Hello, 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 yes. Hello, dear students, can you hear me? Arpita, are you? Hello, okay. So, in the ಎಲ್ಲ UC1 ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸತಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಾರಿ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಐ ಕುಡಂಟ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವತೆಗೆ ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ಏಕಾಗ್ರಚಿತ್ತದಿಂದ ಶಾಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು, ಕಲಿತ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು, ಜ್ಞಾಪಕದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯುವ ಬುದ್ಧಿಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವತೆಗೆ ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಕುಲದೇವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ. ಟೇಕ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಬ್ರೆತ್ಸ್. Yes, good evening, my dear students. Okay. In the previous class, we studied different laws of chemical combinations. We said that the law of conservation of mass, the law of conservation of that is the law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, and Avogadro's laws, right? So we'll continue with the third topic today. We are going to understand what is atomic weight, what is molecular weight, and also the mole concept of mole, percentage composition. In this topic we will continue with empirical formula and molecular formula. So this is important topic on calculation based molecular formula. These are all related to one branch of chemistry. We call it as stoichiometry. Yes, welcome. Good evening. My dear students, I was late because of some technical difficulties, and all these are collectively will come under a branch called as stoichiometry. They will come under a branch called as stoichiometry, right? What is meant by stoichion? Remember, stoichion means mass. Metria, wherever you come across the word metria, means measurement. Clear? Measurement. means the branch of you can define stoichiometry is a branch of physical chemistry. What is called as physical chemistry, stoichiometry. So if I define it is the branch of chemistry. What is stoichiometry? The branch of chemistry which deals with the branch of chemistry. The branch of chemistry which deals with mass relationships, very important. Mass volume relationships, volume relationships, very important part of the chapter. Volume relationships between the reactants and the products. Just to note it down, I will come later. Between reactants and products. Between reactants and products is very important part. So that is what is required in the calculations involved in the reactions. The branch of chemistry which deals with the study of, you can note it down in your notebook, study of mass relationships. Try to understand the theory correctly. Mass volume relations, volume relationships between volume relationships, volume relations between reactants and products is called as stoichiometry. You can note down the definition, is called as stoichiometry. Stoichion means mass, and this particular branch is called as stoichiometry. So whatever during a chemical reaction mass changes, we studied different laws of chemical combination and how the mass and mass are related during a chemical reaction. So far we studied how to write the formula. That is a qualitative study. How to write the formula, how to balance a chemical equation. That is a qualitative study of chemical reactions. Now this stoichiometry deals with the quantitative study. There are two types of study in chemistry. One study is called as qualitative study, right? Qualitative, no definite measurement, qualitative study. Another one is called as quantitative study, right? In the quantitative study, definite amount, in the quantitative study, you will be taking definite mass, definite volume, right? Definite mass and mass relations. So far in chemistry up to 10th standard you studied only writing equation, balancing it. Why it is balanced? According to law of conservation of mass given by Lavoisier. Yesterday we studied the law of definite proportion, right? So different laws you studied, okay? So today we are continuing with the same part here. In the second part we are left with one theory called as the Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory. I will just complete this second part by Dalton studied all the laws announced, law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, all that in 1808. He announced a theory, 1808 he announced a theory called as famous theory called as the Dalton's atomic theory. So this is considered to be first theory in the development of the atomic structure. You are learning in the second chapter, atomic structure, another very important chapter in 11th standard, both in physics as well as chemistry. And it was Dalton who laid foundation. Even Dalton announced law of multiple proportion. Yesterday we discussed. And in the third part we will be discussing very important calculations, right? Atomic mass, what is atomic mass, how it is measured, molecular weight, how the given the formula, how the molecular weight can be calculated, what is the concept of mole, what is percentage composition, what is empirical formula and molecular formula are all basic things in the calculations, quantitative study of the chemistry. This quantitative study of the chemistry is studied in a separate branch. Percentage composition, empirical formula, molecular formula, and how the mass and mass are related during a chemical reaction. Mass and volume are related, volume relations. That is studied in this branch of chemistry called as stoichiometry. So, remaining part in the chapter is this. This is very important part in all PUC1 and PUC2 and competitive exams. Therefore, you study them correctly, right? The theoretical concept first, then I will come to the competitive concept. Okay, competitive questions. I will send you questions also, daily questions after covering the class. Okay. So, before we continue with this atomic mass and molecular mass, it was John Dalton who announced the first theory called as Dalton's atomic theory. Remember, Dalton's atomic theory. And this particular theory is considered to be one of the first theories in the development of atomic structure as on date we know. After that came Thomson's atomic theory, then came Rutherford's atomic theory, then came Bohr's atomic theory. That particular total atomic structure you are studying in the second chapter, that is called as atomic structure. Very important chapter for modern physics, right? To understand modern physics, carefully learn the concepts. Don't have only examination in your mind. You understand the concept, then examinations will automatically follow. And in 1808, he studied and supported the laws supported so far. He himself gave a law called as the Dalton's law of multiple proportion. The first postulation. Generally, theories will have assumptions. The postulations of the theory are first he talks about atom. The keyword is atom. You can remember this by a keyword. You may be asked, state any three assumptions for 2 marks or 3 marks questions in the theory. I will take the test also at the end of the chapter. I call those tests are live stream chemistry test 1, LCT1. After completing the chapter, I will take one subjective test. Be ready. And one objective test, one MCQ test. I will take and I will tell you the details later. Okay, atom. The term atom is from Greek origin at the time of Democritus. This word is from atomos. Atomos means uncut. And atomio, even it is also meant as atomio, is also same meaning, uncut. What do you mean by uncut? Suppose that I take this chalk is a matter. If I go on dividing it, ultimately you are left with a particle. That minute, discrete, very smallest particle of any matter is considered as atom. This atomic concept was known to the Indian also. Paramanu, Indian philosophers, before announcing the atomic theory, Indian philosophers worked on it. Or adana karadru ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪರಮಾಣು ಅಣು ಪರಮಾಣು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. And atom, right? All matter is made up of. You can note down the first postulation. Remember by a keyword atom. All matter is made up of. Theory questions are very important. All matter is made up of tiny particles, better, indivisible. What do you mean by indivisible? Cannot be further divided. Indivisible, tiny, indivisible, smallest particles called atom. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಸ್ತು ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತ ಹೋದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ultimately you are left with a smallest particle. That particle we call it as atom ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ. ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ it talks about atomic mass and properties. Atomic mass, right? atoms of an element, atoms of an element, atoms of same element, all right, atoms of same element, atoms of same element will have similar properties, and same atomic mass, अथवा or same atomic mass. Then he told that atomic mass of different elements, atomic mass of second postulation, atomic mass of different elements will have right different atomic mass and different properties, right? Different properties. Are you getting me? See, if you take suppose that you take a metal sodium, if you take a metal iron is an element, right? All elements of sodium will have same atomic mass. All the atoms of the sodium will have atomic mass 23. Now you know in the periodic table. All atoms of iron will have atomic mass 56. All atoms will have same. Means atoms of same elements will have similar properties. Sodium is a light metal, can be cut with knife. All atoms will have the similar properties. And it is a soft metal, can be cut with knife. Chemical properties are highly reactive. And iron is there, hard metal, cannot be cut with knife. The properties of the different elements will have different atomic mass. And atomic mass of sodium is 23, atomic mass of iron is 56. Their properties, physical properties, chemical properties, boiling point, melting point, chemical properties, reaction with water. Sodium readily reacts with water. Iron do not react with cold water, hot water, it reacts with the steam. You studied in the 10th standard. Means atoms of different elements will have different properties. Can you hear me clearly? If you have got any difficulties, you can comment in the comment box. Arpita, atoms of different elements will have different properties. That is what he told in the second postulation. Then he talks about a compound. Right? Compound. Then he talks about a compound. What he tells about compound? Compounds are formed. He said that compounds are formed, and he supported the law of definite proportion given by Proust. Compounds are formed when atoms of different elements by combination of atoms of different elements in a definite proportion by mass. Atoms of different elements in a definite proportion by mass. You can note down the question in a definite proportion by mass. 2 marks you may be asked. In a definite proportion by mass. And this particular postulation supports what? Law of definite proportion. ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನು. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಷನ್ Dalton's atomic theory which supports the law of definite proportion was a question. The postulation is this postulation. Compounds are formed by combination of atoms of different elements in a definite proportion by mass, supported the law of a definite proportion. The last and fourth postulation, there are take only fourth postulation. Fourth postulation, he talks about chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. In this postulation, he supports law of conservation of mass, matter. Law of conservation of matter given by Lavoisier, first law. Law of conservation of matter. What he says is that conservation of matter. Law of, he stated that a chemical reaction involves a chemical reaction involves at that time he was not knowing about chemical bonds. Chemical bonds concept was not known. Atomic structure was not established. Electrons, protons and neutrons were not established at that time. Second postulate, you explain it again. Second postulation is, see, what is the second postulation? I said that, so atoms of same element will have, if you take, for example, sodium, open the periodic table, if you take iron, if you take a piece of sodium metal, right, see, it will have atomic mass 23. Iron will have atomic mass 23. Atomic number is 11, and this atomic number of iron is, yes, what is the atomic number of iron? Cobalt, nickel, copper, 26. Atomic number is 26. Now, atomic number was not known at that time. 23 is atomic mass of sodium, iron. So, if you take a sample of sodium, it will have large number of atoms. Large number of atoms. Are you getting me? They said that 23 grams of, if you take 23 grams of sodium, according to mole concept, it consists of 1 mole of sodium. 1 mole of sodium means how many atoms will be there in it? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms will be there in it. This number is called as Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number, Na, we call it as. Means 1 mole. This is the mole concept. 1 mole of sodium consists of so many atoms. Means 23 gram of sodium, if you take, it consists of how many atoms? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms. All these atoms in 23 gram, you weigh in the laboratory. If you see, all of them will have same atomic mass. What is atomic mass? 23. Suppose that there are, all of them will have the same atomic mass, and all the atoms will have similar properties. See, sodium, if you see in the laboratory, it is a gray color in nature, and it is highly reactive, stored under kerosene, studied in the 10th standard, readily reacts with water, readily reacts with in air, readily reacts when it is put in water, it starts whirling around with hissing noise. ನೀರಾಗಿಟ್ರ ಅದು ಡಿಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ತಿರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ತದ್ರಿ, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅದ, ಕೆರೋಸಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಟ್ ವಿತ್ ನೈಫ್. So soft metal it is. Under properties of same element will have, all the atoms will have similar properties. If you take iron, say atomic mass of iron is 56 grams andre, Avogadro helida 1 gram atomic weight. I will come to the atomic weight only, now only, after this. It consists of 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms of iron. Andre 1 gram atomic weight, 1 atomic mass of 1 atom of iron is 56 gram. Andre, if you take 56 gram of iron, it consists of how many atoms? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms. This is called as 1 mole. It is a 7th fundamental unit we studied in the beginning. Like 1 dozen in daily life, you call it as what? 12. Right? Similarly, 1 mole corresponds to 6.022 to 10 raised to 23. It may be atoms, it may be ions, it may be electrons, it may be protons. That is the concept of mole. You studied fundamental unit. The 7th fundamental unit is mole. Mole meaning 1 gram atomic weight of any substance consists of 1 mole of atoms of sodium. Understood? 1 mole ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 23 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೀನು ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ತಗೊಂಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಕಂಡಿಡಿದ ಅವಾಗೆಡ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms ಇರ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಕಂಡಿಡಿದ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಟಮ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ. If you take 56 gram ಇಷ್ಟು iron atoms ಇರ್ತಾವ. All iron atoms will have the same atomic mass. ಎಷ್ಟು 56. How many will be there in 56 gram? Atomic mass is 6.022 10 to all of them. Sodium do not readily react with water. Do not react with cold water, hot water. It will be attacked by water and undergo corrosion. You studied in the 10th standard. Rusting ಆಗ್ತದ. Are you getting me? You can keep it open to the air for a long period. Reacts with air, water slowly. But sodium readily reacts. Means properties of the different elements will be different. Atomic masses of the different elements will be different. That is the second postulation. I hope you understood. Now clear? Understood? Okay, fine. Atoms of different elements will have different atomic masses. Atoms of same element will have similar chemical properties and similar physical properties. Are you getting me? So that is the second postulation. I hope it is clear to you now. Right? All atoms, I will come to the point now. Mole concept. After just completing this. Chemical reaction. A chemical reaction involves reorganization. Right? The fourth postulation. Reorganization of atoms of different elements. Reorganization of atoms of different elements. Atoms of different elements. These are neither be created nor be destroyed. Where you studied this law? This law states that these are neither be created nor be destroyed. This supports which law? Law of conservation of mass or matter. Fourth postulation. Third postulation, I hope you understood. Compounds are formed by combination of atoms of different elements in a definite proportion by mass. And in the fourth, he was not knowing anything about chemical bonds, whatever things we know in the modern chemistry. 1808 is very long. See, electrons were discovered in 1896. Means in the beginning of the 19th century, Dalton, without knowing anything, gave this law. Therefore, Dalton is considered as the pioneer of atomic theory. But these were assumptions, need not be proved experimentally. That is called as theory. Whenever it has experimental proof, then it is called as a law. A law and theory will have the difference. Right? So, law means you can experiment it in the laboratory. Theory means these are assumptions. May be proved by experiment or may not be proved by experiment. That is the difference between theory and the law. You understand it. A chemical reaction involves reorganization of atoms. He was not having breaking of bonds, making of bonds, as on date we know, of different elements. Atoms of different elements. These are neither be created nor be destroyed. Means the net mass of the reactants is equal to net mass of the products. Therefore, you are balancing the chemical equation. These two laws will support law of definite proportion, law of conservation of mass. So, this was the theory that is called as the Dalton's atomic theory. Now, we will move on to the third topic, very important topic. We will try to understand atomic mass. See, measurement of masses. So, measurement of masses, you studied. There are different units of measurement of masses. You know, atom is so small, very small. Just now I told you that if you take atomic mass, how many atoms will be there? That is called as 1 mole. See, 1 gram atomic weight. If you see in the periodic table, atomic weight of, just now we have seen sodium is equal to 23 grams ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ನಿಮ್ದು periodic table na ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. 1 gram atomic weight of sodium consists of 23 gram. How many atoms will be there in it? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms. Can you understand? Can you write it? See how many zeros? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 and 22, 23. If you multiply this, you will get 6022. Only we have to decrease how many zeros? 3 zeros. After 3 zeros, you will get left with the 20 zeros now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. These many atoms will be there. Can you name them? Only you can write them in the, these many atoms will be there, not hundreds. 100 means it will have 2 zeros. 200 means 1000 means 3 zeros. See how many zeros are there. 10 raised to 23. These many atoms will be there just in 23 grams. Means what? Atoms are very, very small. Atoms are very, very small. Very, very small. Are you getting me? Atoms are very, very small particles. Smallest particle. Hagadre, how to measure the atomic mass was a big problem question for many chemists, right? For that, initially they took lightest element. In the entire periodic table, lightest element was what? Lightest element means there are two measurements. Remember, there are two measurements. There are two measurements, right? One is called as absolute measurement. One is called as absolute measurement. Absolute measurement means what is the absolute value of it? Absolute measurement. Another one is called as relative measurement. Relative measurement. What is the difference? Relative measurement. What is the difference between these two? See, absolute measurement means what is the actual mass of it in grams. So that if I take right, mass of one atom of hydrogen, absolute mass is, nowadays we have got mass spectrography method. It is 1.6736 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. Nowadays we have got mass spectrography method. You will be studying in higher classes. Spectrograph method. Nowadays we can measure the absolute mass of one atom of hydrogen. See, one atom of hydrogen, mass of one atom of hydrogen. Now we can measure it absolutely. This is actual mass. So there were no techniques at the time of Dalton. So therefore they went for a relative measurement. What do you mean by relative measurement? They took a standard. Look at here. Standard means lightest element, mass of lightest element, which is the lightest element in the entire periodic table. Lightest element in the entire periodic table is hydrogen, right? Hydrogen is the very lightest element. Its mass is taken as 1 unit, right? Then what they did is, in the relative measurement, a standard was selected. Nowadays you have techniques. Now you can measure using mass spectrograph method. You will be learning in higher classes. Aston's mass spectrography method is there. Using that method, you can get the absolute mass of one atom of hydrogen. Nowadays it is 1.6736 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. Nowadays we know it. Okay. See, now what is the relative measurement means? Absolute measurement illa ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ atom cannot be isolated. you can see the smallest size, right? So atom cannot be measured by using any physical balance, because atom cannot be isolated. Remember, problem is that atom cannot be isolated.
cannot be isolated. ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ಅಟಮ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ, ಒಂದು ಅಟಮ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಸಿಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಒನ್ ಅಟಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಸಿಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. Means one atom cannot be isolated. Atom always exists in clusters ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ. Means ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಅವಕ್ಕ ನಾವು molecules ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, compound ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Clear at you? So atom does not exist isolated. Then the big problem for chemists was how to measure them. Absolute measurement was impossible because there was no technique at 1808 in the beginning of the 19th century. Therefore they selected a standard, right? So the atomic weight was defined as relative atomic weight. I will write it as AT dot WT bond is measured as mass of one atom of an element, ratio of mass of one atom of an element, one atom of an element X divided by mass of one atom of hydrogen, mass of one atom of hydrogen. Means hydrogen was taken as a standard, right? If I say that atomic mass of helium is, say, if I say hydrogen is 4 means what? 4 means what? It is a ratio. Mass of one atom of helium is 4. What is the meaning of it in a relative measurement? Means one atom of helium is how many times heavier than one atom of hydrogen? If I write here 4 divided by mass of one atom of hydrogen, let us take it as 1 unit. Means what is the ratio? 1:4. Means mass of one atom of helium is 4 times heavier than mass of one atom of hydrogen. This is a relative number. Without units. Relative number. Right? This is called as relative atomic mass. What is relative means? Relative means relative atomic weight. Remember, actual atomic weight is different. Don't misunderstand. Many students have got wrong conception about absolute measurement and relative measurement. Nowadays, absolute mass means actual mass of 1 gram of hydrogen. Nowadays, it is calculated. Its value is 1.6736 into 10 raised to 24 grams. And in the relative measurement, earlier hydrogen was used as a standard before 1961. Before 1961, till SI was introduced, System of International was introduced. Means what is the meaning of it? Suppose that I say, just now I told that atomic mass of sodium is 23. How do you understand with respect to hydrogen? Means if you take one atom of 23, it is how many times heavier than one atom of hydrogen? 23 times heavier. 20 times heavier than what? One atom of hydrogen. Means it is a relative number. It is not, it is a ratio. When you express it in grams, it becomes a gram atomic mass. You remember it correctly. Are you getting me? That is the thing. That is 4 times mass of one atom of hydrogen. Means you have to multiply 4 with this mass. Then you will get the actual mass. But if you write only 23, what is the 23 means? It is not 23 gram. One atom of hydrogen, one atom of helium, we will not have 4 gram. That is not the meaning. You have to multiply with 4 times mass of one atom of hydrogen. What is the actual mass of one atom of hydrogen now? 1.6736 into 10 raised to minus 24 is actual mass. But we are using relative mass. This relative means, relative measurement means it is how many times the mass of one atom of sodium is 23 times that of mass of one atom of hydrogen was taken as a standard. I hope you are getting me. And if I say the mass of iron is 56, this 56 is a number because 56 divided by 1 means 1 atom of iron is how many times heavier than one atom of hydrogen? It is 56 times heavier than 1 atom of hydrogen. If I actual mass ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲೇ ಗುಣಿಸಬೇಕು 1.6736 into 10 raised to 24 into 56 ಗುಣಿಸಿದ್ರೆ you will get what? Actual atomic mass. I hope you understood what is the difference between whatever atomic masses are given in your periodic table, they are not absolute masses, they are relative masses. I hope you got the point. But in 1961, right, a standard was chosen by SI, that is it is called as atomic mass unit, that is called as 1 atomic mass unit. Mass unit means it is a standard mass unit. We call it as 1 AMU. In 1961, a new standard was introduced. 1 atomic mass unit means it is nowadays we call it as 1 U. It is called as unified mass. SI has recommended it. Earlier we used to call it as 1 atomic mass unit. 1 U. SI unit. In SI unit it is called as U now. U means unified mass. We have to use U. Earlier we used to use AMU. Now AMU is replaced by U. Look at the updates by the SI. Now they are called as unified mass. Unified mass means it is a relative mass. It is equal to 1/12 of 1 upon 12th of mass of 1 atom of mass of 1 atom of carbon 12 isotope. ಇದರ ಮಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ತಿಳ್ಕೊರಿ. What is 1 AMU? 1 AMU is 1/12 of mass of 1 atom of carbon 12 isotope. Are you getting me? Mass of 1 atom of carbon 12 isotope. Are you getting me? See. So, what do you mean by isotope? Remember, if I write hydrogen, you know, 1, 2, nowadays you know, because 1961 atomic structure was completely established and already absolute masses can be determined nowadays, right? When I take H11, H12, H13, what is the meaning of it? Means this is hydrogen, this the number below represents what? Atomic number, number above represents what? Mass, atomic mass. H11, H12, H13, what they are called as? Isotopes. Now what are isotopes? Iso means same, topos means member, means they have same atomic number but they have different atomic mass. They are called as isotopes. What are isotopes? Isotopes, the different form of the same elements. Those who don't know, you can note down the different forms of same element, different forms of same element, forms of same element, same element, having same element, having same atomic mass, same atomic mass, sorry, same atomic number, but different atomic masses. They are called as isotopes. I hope it is clear to you. Isotopes. Clear? And more details about it we will see, my dear students, as the time is up. Today I am sorry I was late. And I think things are clear to you. You can interact like this, ask the questions. So today there was some technical problem. My laptop was not working properly. Therefore I was late. I am sorry. I will see to it that it will not repeat next time. Till then, my dear students, if you like Log-G, technically powered by Vidim's app, download Vidim's app, improve your mind maths, available in the Play Store, and even join my WhatsApp group of class 11. And if you like Log-G channel and ask your friends to join, it is not a channel. I am not a YouTuber. This is a course. This is a course, a live course. I will take a test. I'll take midterm exams and unit wise exams and discussion, evaluation, multiple choice questions. All tests will be conducted. They are uploaded, right? We are developing within SAP courses also. Slowly, it is a tech course. First of all, you understand the concepts. I will send you in the WhatsApp group assignments, multiple choice questions, and I will take a subjective test after the chapter, objective test, after discussing some competitive exam questions. Okay, this will be a total package of integrated CET along with the theory. It is an integrated course. I will teach you first concepts, then subjective test, then I will teach you some how to what are the different skills required to attempt competitive exams, Karnataka CET, JEE questions, what are the tricks required in the chapter. So those I will discuss. I will give tricks first, then I will solve few examples, then I will take a multiple choice question test also. Okay, that's all my dear students this class. I'm sorry I was late today, and meet you tomorrow. Join more students, ask your friends to join, and I will clear the concepts. If you have got doubts, you can ask me in the comment box. I will be watching the comment box. I will repeat if you don't understand. What is important is understand the concepts very clearly. So I will try my level best to clear you the concepts and the method of solving the problems. Very important now. This is a numerical based problems. Number of questions appeared in competitive exams. So suddenly, without understanding the basic concept, you can't attempt JEE, NEET and CET questions. Okay, understand concepts first. Being a senior teacher, I am teaching step by step systematically, not like other junior students directly go for NEET JEE, like building a second floor, third floor without having the foundation, it will fall down. Definitely will meet failure. Therefore, I am coming live and bring as many friends as possible, particularly those students who are poor, cannot go to the courses by paying 50,000, 1 lakh. So even if you are in any small PU college, okay, you can join my live stream daily between 6:30 to 7:30. Tomorrow we'll continue with the trigonometry, almost the last class. Then I will separate. I think already we have started set theory. Okay, we'll continue with the set theory between 6:30 to 7:30, and you attend my between 8 to 9 to revise your 10th trigonometry. There I am teaching because trigonometry is required. Then I will continue trigonometry here after covering this month sets, then relations and functions. Then I will move on to the trigonometric functions, because for your midterm exam, as per your schedule given by the board, Karnataka board, I am mainly focusing. Karnataka board students can join me. If you feel any difficulties, feel faster, you can ask me. Or Kannada medium students are there, you can ask me. I will repeat in Kannada. No problem, no issues. What is important thing is you have to understand the concepts. ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. Okay, that is very important. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಚಿಲ್ಲಾಳೇಶ್ವರ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು 8:15 ನೀವು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. 8:15 ಲೋಕ್ ಜಿ ಚಾನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಬಂದು ಆ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಿಡಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. 1ನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ 20 ಅಂಕದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಲಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್
Solve it. We'll meet at 8:15. ಲೋಬ್ಜಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 10 ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ CBSE ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ 20 ಅಂಕದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಲಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಶೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದು 8:15ಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ರೈಟ್, 40 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ 45 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ರೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲೇ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ನಾನು 8:15ರಿಂದ ಲೈವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಲೋಕ್ಜಿ ಲೈವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಯಾವುದು ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ದು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೇಪರನ್ನು ನೀವು ತಿದ್ದಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂಕಗಳನ್ನು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂಕಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಬೇಕು.